Imagine being born into a world where you are considered more than just human. A world where you are seen as a child of a god or a half-blood. Does it sound enthralling? Well, that's the fascinating world of godchildren and half-bloods. Now you might be wondering, what exactly does it mean to be a godchild or a half-blood? These terms have been used throughout history to refer to individuals believed to be the offspring of a human and a deity. Yes, you heard it right, a deity. These individuals were often attributed with extraordinary abilities or were seen as having a divine mandate. Historically, the concept of godchildren and half-bloods has been part of many cultures around the globe. From the ancient Greeks who believed in the existence of demigods, the offspring of a god and a mortal, to the Norse sagas that tell tales of godchildren, this concept has captivated the human imagination for centuries. These godchildren and half-bloods were often seen as heroes or leaders. They were believed to possess superior strength, intelligence, or other abilities, setting them apart from ordinary humans. Some of the most well-known examples include Hercules from Greek mythology and Thor from Norse mythology, both considered half-bloods because of their divine parentage. But it wasn't just the ancient cultures that believed in the existence of godchildren and half-bloods. In many indigenous cultures around the world, there are tales of individuals born from the union of a human and a spirit or a god. These stories often serve to explain natural phenomena or to teach moral lessons. Interestingly, the term used to refer to these individuals has varied throughout history. They've been called demigods, half-bloods, godchildren, and many other names, each term reflecting the unique beliefs and traditions of the culture it comes from. So, as we can see, the concept of godchildren and half-bloods has deep historical roots, captivating the imagination of many cultures. Belief, it's a powerful thing. It has the ability to shape societies and the individuals within them, and the belief in godchildren and half-bloods is no exception. Our journey takes us back to the ancient times, to the cradle of Western civilization, Greece and Rome. These societies had a rich tapestry of myths and legends, and central to many of their stories were the godchildren and half-bloods. Beings born of a divine parent and a mortal one, they were often characterized by their extraordinary abilities and their epic quests. In Greek mythology we find figures like Heracles, the son of Zeus, known for his exceptional strength and his 12 labors. Then there's Perseus, also a son of Zeus, who slayed the Gorgon Medusa and rescued Andromeda. In Roman mythology we meet Aeneas, a Trojan hero and the son of Venus, who journeyed to Italy and became the ancestor of the Romans. These godchildren and half-bloods were not just characters in stories. They were embodiments of virtues and values that the ancient Greeks and Romans held dear: courage, wisdom, strength, and perseverance. They served as models for individuals to strive towards, shaping personal conduct and societal norms. But their influence didn't stop at shaping behavior. They were also interwoven into religious practices. Temples were erected in their honor, sacrifices were made, and festivals were held. Their stories were told and retold, passed down through generations, becoming an integral part of cultural heritage. Over time, these tales of godchildren and half-bloods have transcended cultural boundaries. They have been adapted and reimagined in countless ways, in literature, in art, and in popular culture. They continue to captivate us with their timeless appeal, reminding us of our capacity for greatness, and our potential to transcend our mortal limitations. Indeed, the mythology of godchildren and half-bloods has had a profound impact on society, and continues to inspire us today. Like all good stories, the tale of godchildren and half-bloods has evolved over time, adapting to fit the needs and understandings of each new generation. The concept of godchildren and half-bloods is centuries old, dating back to the times of ancient Greek and Roman mythology. However, the interpretation of these terms has seen a massive transformation. It's like a caterpillar morphing into a butterfly. The core essence remains, but the form changes dramatically. In the past, half-bloods were often feared and respected, seen as a bridge between the mortal realm and the divine. They were believed to possess extraordinary powers and were often at the center of epic tales and grand adventures. Fast forward to the modern era, the concept of godchildren and half-bloods has gained significant popularity, particularly in pop culture. The terms have been reimagined and reinvented to fit into our current societal context. Take the Harry Potter series, for instance. Here, half-blood refers to wizards and witches who have one magical parent and one muggle parent. It's a departure from the ancient view, but it still reflects the idea of a being who is part of two different worlds. Or let's consider the Percy Jackson series. The story revolves around demigods, who are essentially half-bloods. They are the children of a god and a mortal, and they possess unique abilities. They're not feared, but rather they're the heroes of the story, using their unique abilities to save the world. These modern interpretations have breathed new life into the concept of godchildren and half-bloods. They have made these terms more relatable and accessible to the younger generation, sparking their imagination and fueling their love for fantasy and adventure. As we can see, the concept of godchildren and half-bloods has evolved over time, but the fascination with these extraordinary beings remains. The tales of their adventures continue to captivate us, reminding us of the enduring allure of the extraordinary, the magical, and the divine. In our modern world where science often takes precedence over myth, how do we view godchildren and half-bloods now? In the contemporary era, our understanding of godchildren and half-bloods has been shaped significantly by the lens of science and rational thought. We no longer view these entities as literal offspring of divine beings and mortals. Instead, many of us interpret these ancient tales as metaphors that speak to the human condition and our universal experiences. These narratives of godchildren and half-bloods often represent the struggle between different aspects of our identity, the balancing act of our dual natures, and the quest for self-understanding. They serve as powerful symbols of internal conflict and personal growth, encapsulating the journey from ignorance to knowledge, from weakness to strength, and from the mundane to the divine. Moreover, these archetypes have found a new lease of life in modern literature and popular culture. From comic books to blockbuster movies, the stories of godchildren and half-bloods continue to captivate us, reflecting our enduring fascination with the extraordinary and the supernatural. Yet, it's not just about entertainment. These narratives also provide a framework for exploring complex ideas about heritage, identity, and destiny. They challenge us to question, to dream, and to imagine. They remind us that we too have the potential to transcend our limitations and reach for the stars. While our understanding of godchildren and half-bloods has changed, the intrigue and fascination with these beings persist. From ancient myths to modern metaphors, the journey of godchildren and half-bloods is a fascinating one. We've explored their roots in ancient belief systems, their evolution across centuries, and their enduring appeal in today's world. These tales, filled with intrigue and wonder, continue to captivate us, reflecting our endless fascination with the extraordinary. So, next time you hear about godchildren or half-bloods, remember their intriguing journey. And if you found this journey as fascinating as we do, don't forget to subscribe and share this video with your friends.